Welcome back to the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. I usually like to do the backdrops with Colorado Springs being in the background, but I'm currently in Kansas City, Missouri right now, so I decided I'll just record the backdrop here with the Kansas City skyline in the background with all these beautiful businesses. And my question for you today is, have you guys ever done any business in Kansas City with your business being business owners and entrepreneurs? And if you have, let me know about it in the comments of this post, in the comments of wherever you're watching or listening to this at. I would love to hear your Kansas City, Colorado Springs business stories. So let's get on with the sponsor of this show. Today's episode is sponsored by Red Oak Exteriors. Jeff Sprott, the owner of Red Oak Exteriors, was just on last week's episode, so you can check that out if you want to get to know him a little better. Red Oak Exteriors really focuses on solar, but they do roofing, siding, and windows. So hit Red Oak Exteriors up for all your solar and siding and roofing and window needs. You can find Red Oak Exteriors at redoakexteriors.com. They are also on all social media platforms at Red Oak Exteriors. So on today's episode, I have on Kathi Stehlik. She owns a automotive and tire repair company. So let's get right into this episode. This is a weekly show where I interview business owners and entrepreneurs from Colorado Springs, in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs. Welcome back to the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. I'm here with Kathi Stehlik. I hope I said that right.
You did.
Nice. I'm really wanting to get good at names. I think that's something that's super important. But yeah, Kathi, tell me what your business is and how long you've been in business and what you guys are up to.
Okay. Stehlik Service and Tire. We are officially a Goodyear. So we have Goodyear on the side of the building. However, we can sell any kind of tires. We're not a franchise per se, but we do full automotive service and we sell and maintain tires also. We're family owned and operated.
That's awesome. So how long have you guys been in business?
We opened September 12th, 2018. So a little over a year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. What do you think? Why what got you started in the business? What made you want to really start a business, a tire service business?
Okay. Well, my husband's family, they own Goodyears also. And at one time up to 4 in Colorado, and then also a wholesale division, which ended up being sold. His dad unfortunately passed away recently. They still have 2 Goodyears in town, and but there came a point at which we decided we wanted to separate from the family business and start our own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's his history. And then my son was also working for his grandpa, and the two of them, my husband and son, are pretty much running the place here. They do everything with regard to the cars, and I do everything else.
That's so it sounds like you guys just have been in it for a long time, and
yes,
they
have loads of history there since, my husband was 16 when he started busting tires.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you guys are you guys from Colorado Springs?
No.
Natively? Oh.
No, we've been here since 1989.
Oh, okay.
So a long time. And in Colorado since 1977.
Oh, wow.
So we've been in the state and in the city a long time.
For sure.
And we have a lot of connections here, and we know the town really well. And that's why when we opened our business, we had a plan of how we wanted to treat people. And it fits in with Colorado Springs because Colorado Springs likes family-owned,
like
small businesses, shopping local. We aren't necessarily big on the big business.
No, yeah, and I definitely have noticed that as a thing. So where are you originally from?
I'm from the Chicago suburbs.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I've been there once.
Yeah, it's a place to visit.
Yes, yes, for sure. I myself am from Kansas City, so Midwestern.
Oh, yeah.
Midwestern here too, so.
Yeah, well, good.
Yeah, so that's cool. So what do you were telling me a little bit about how people like your guys' service more than anything, like the way you guys treat people. Can you give a little insight about how you do that?
Sure. There are a lot of automotive technicians, AKA mechanics, that can fix a car. But there's a lot more to that. What we do is when somebody walks in our door, we have that extra service that we treat you very respectfully and kindly. We show you what's wrong with your car. We show you the filter we suggest you change. And the other thing is we charge a very fair price for everything. And I hear from customers that have been other places, and they say they go in for an oil change, they come out and they're pushing $2,000 worth of work on them. And they don't like that. And so, yeah, and it's a hard push too. Yeah. So, the way we do it is if we look at your car, we generally just look at your car for free. We don't charge just to look at it and kind of get a feel for what's going on. Now, if you need diagnostics or anything further, we do charge. And then, of course, we present you what's wrong with the car. If we go in for an oil change and we find things wrong when we're inspecting in there, we make a suggestion that this is the most important thing. We feel this is serious, and then you could put this off for a while. We communicate that to you. And it's up to the customer if they feel it's urgent or not. We will let them know if it's urgent, but we don't do any kind of a big sales push on them. And that way, it really becomes a win-win because when you treat people right, they want to come back. Yeah. And we don't have to beg them.
For sure. And no one likes begging.
No.
That's cool. So what do you think would be one of the biggest challenges you've had in this first year of business?
Well, the first biggest challenge was getting funding for the business. And it's a banking thing. That was hard. And I know a lot of us have to go through banks to get started. And we started with an SBA loan. And you go in thinking, and they suggest it'll only take like 2 months. And it took 7 months.
Ouch.
And it hurt because we had to open. We had already leased the space and we paid for empty space. And so that was our biggest challenge. We overcame it. We've had other challenges. We overcome those because all you have to do is figure out, okay, now what do I do? And you work through it. And the other next challenge was, how do we get people here?
Yeah. Marketing.
Yes, and we did advertising and stuff. We'd throw it at the wall, see what would stick.
Yeah.
And some didn't. So
that's funny. I had Frank Sinclair on this podcast, and he said that exact phrase. When he first started, he was throwing things at the wall and see what would stick.
There you go. Yeah. It sounds like something you would say.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah, that's cool. So I would like to know more about because this is a business podcast, more about the SBA, the small business loan, like SBA. Is that what you said?
SBA, Small Business Administration.
Okay. And how does that look? Because I'm considering one myself, but I'm just trying to see what that looks like. And for anyone else that may want to know what that looks like too.
Well, yeah, I will tell you the first how we found out about it and other things to start our business up. We went to the Small Business Development Center, and we met with various people who are business leaders in the community, and they donate their time. And we learned about building our business plan and putting together what we needed to go through for the loan. And then you find a bank that will do a startup SBA loan. And those are harder to get because a startup versus a already in existence business with income coming in is a world of difference.
And startup could mean anywhere from the first year to the 5th year, right?
No, it means starting from scratch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, totally from... Total startup. It's what it's going to take to open your doors and get going. Okay. So those are harder to get. There are other SBA loans, business loans, that are not startup loans that are easier to get. You don't need as much down. And it's because you have an income coming in, whatever the place is that you're purchasing. If you're purchasing a already in existence business, it's easier to work that way. Okay. And then you have to find a bank that accepts those and does those. And actually, the down payment ranges from bank to bank.
Down payment, like?
You have to put so much of your own money into it.
Okay.
And
you can't take money from the loan and put it into it, though?
No, that'd have been great. I thought of that. But it could be anywhere from like 20% to 50% of your own money towards it. Depends on the bank you go to. And so, and also it's important that you find out if the bank is really good at doing those loans, as we learned, because some just aren't as good. And that's why it takes so long.
Yeah, I was wondering what 2 months seems like forever. I don't see why it can't be in there the next day.
Well, that's because there's government involvement.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense then, because there's due process.
And of course, there's a percentage of the loan that the government guarantees. So that's why it's a good loan to get, because a lot of businesses fail and they won't be stuck with all of that. Of course, they put liens on your equipment and stuff, but like our equipment isn't equivalent to the loan, but they check you out real thoroughly.
It's less or more, the equipment, than the loan?
My equipment is less than what the loan was for.
Because you have some pretty, looks like some pretty expensive equipment.
Yeah. We did that. We went new with the equipment that's working on the cars, and all the furniture's used.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
That's cool.
So, yeah, we were penny pinching. And I will say this, Facebook was a blessing and has been a blessing for us because through the years, as I was marketing for other companies and myself, I built up a lot of friends on Facebook. And when we opened our doors, the first people through the doors were my Facebook friends, some that I hadn't even seen in years. And it's also been a great way to do some free advertising.
For sure, yeah.
I do boost stuff too, which is very inexpensive.
I think Facebook's like a really underestimated marketing tool.
Oh, it's exceptional. And I think we put an ad out every other day. My daughter-in-law, Maureen, comes in and she takes pictures of my grandkids doing cute stuff with the tires or the guys working on cars or whatever.
That's cool.
And she keeps those things going on all the social media. And we don't allow anybody to forget about us. Yeah. On any of the social media.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got the content on point when it comes to your business.
I think that's going pretty good.
That's good.
We can always use a lot more customers, and so we have a lot of referrals. People are really good at word of mouth with us. We're getting our fleet going really well. I had mentioned we have the Amazon Prime vehicles running around town and some enterprise rental locations, and before I forget, I want to mention we are 5-star rated.
Nice.
We are. That's a big deal.
Yes,
we have the most amazing customers who have given us beautiful reviews. And so I suggest anybody looking to take their car somewhere, check us out. Check out our reviews.
Yeah, for sure. Where can people go to check you out?
Just go on Google. You can, our website also. And that's StehlikService.com. And Stehlik is spelled Stehlik.
Nice.
It's a hard name.
It could be harder.
Yeah, I'm sure there are worse.
So what are some of the, I guess, instead of challenges, some of the big wins you've had?
Big wins. Oh, the Amazon Prime vehicles and the Enterprise.
Okay.
Those were big.
Yeah, no, that's huge. Yeah.
And, we call it bread and butter because people, like at Christmas time, they get busy, they're spending all their money, and then all of a sudden you're not going to see them for a while.
Yeah.
But fleet accounts, you need your fleet vehicles to do your work, whether it's Christmas or not, no matter what holiday, and it's year-round, all the time business. And so that's been a tremendous win for us. And so we sure value them and all our other fleet that we have.
For sure.
Definitely.
What's some of your strategies to keep these contracts?
There are no contracts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So every day we're fighting to keep them.
Oh.
There are people out there trying to steal them away. And we have to love these businesses up so much that they won't leave us.
That's good. Yeah. So why is there no contracts? I always thought that there was contracts when it came to that.
No, not really. Well, there are... There is paperwork, like with Enterprise, that we had to fulfill. You have to do this, you have to do this, and we will approve you, but they can cancel it any minute. So it's not like a year-to-year or anything like that. There are other things like the GSA with the government that we work on their vehicles, and we had to fill out paperwork. And like anything, they can go other places, but we have to keep them choosing us.
No, for sure.
So it's a little harder that way. But so far, so good.
What do you think is keeping them coming back?
I think, well, with regard to fleet accounts, I think part of it is speed.
Yeah.
They want to be in and out. They want their vehicles quickly.
For sure.
And we're on that. We don't take their business for granted and let them wait for days to get their vehicles or for hours on end for oil changes. We get them in, get them out. And some days I've seen my son running really quickly through here, and he's going, he's getting her done. And so that's really one of the big reasons for them. When it comes to what I call regular folks coming in that are non-fleet, we just enjoy people so much and treat them like I see my son and my husband treating particularly women. They complain that they are treated disrespectfully, like they're idiots at places. That's what they tell me. I haven't been anywhere.
Not by your son.
Not all places, not by my son or husband. But at other places, they have felt that. And when they come in here, my husband and son treat them like their mom or their wife or daughter. And when you treat people like that, they don't
condescend to them.
There is none of that. And you know what? There was a woman the other day, she had just given birth, needed a tire checked. We just fix it and send her on her way. And she went to other places that said, it'll be 3 hours, ma'am. She just gave birth.
Yeah.
Can't you just do something? And so we were lucky. She wrote a beautiful review. And just doing that, we didn't charge her a dime. She's a customer for life, we would hope. And she sounded like she will be.
Nice. So all you ladies out there that just had babies, come and get your free service.
Good one. I'll market that.
Nice. Cool.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that's cool. It sounds like you guys are doing some good things, and you guys are growing, and things are looking great for your company.
Yeah, we have more room to grow. We could add on another full-time automotive technician and 3 general service. So, and we have plenty of room back there. So we definitely can grow some more. So we want people to be sure to be telling their friends about us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's cool. So I guess what would be your plans for the future?
Well, once this is really rolling, we have no problem thinking about and have been thinking about a second location in town somewhere. Now, truthfully, beyond that, I don't know that we would be doing that because people have asked, would you franchise your business? And I don't know that most franchises can bottle up what we offer.
Yeah.
It's a person thing.
You don't want to lose that quality.
Yeah. So we may just keep it to a couple. Now,
it sounds like you have a big family, so.
Well, it's coming along a little bit. Yeah.
Or a growing family. So.
Yes, at least it's growing.
Yes.
And I know one of my grandsons is going to be coming out this summer to learn to work on some vehicles out there and help us out.
Cool.
Got a little extra help.
For sure. So it sounds like you got a bunch of employees in the making.
Yeah. We've got him coming. We just had a new baby boy, so we can grow him up.
Yeah. Sure.
You know what? We also are having a clinic on February 14th. Excuse me, not the 14th. 4th.
Okay.
And it's from 6 o'clock till 7:30. The last one we had was just for women. This is for anybody because we realized that young men, people who are just interested, but it's mostly women and younger people that need to learn about what's going on with their car back there, because then you don't feel taken advantage of when you're at the front desk and somebody's giving you the bill or the quote.
Yeah.
You feel like, okay, that makes sense to me because I remember seeing that at Stehlik Service, their car clinic.
Trust you.
Yeah, and so we're going to have that and have people come in and give them some snacks and show them, what it looks like under the tires and the wheels and how we change the oil and different things like that.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
I know someone who does something similar to that here in town. I think he does like teaches little classes that really helps people to not get taken advantage of.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because when you're informed and educated, then you have a confidence level about yourself, which is good. And I have one more thing I want to make sure I get in there, because when I think of it, I got to get it out.
Yeah, do it.
We have a 1695 synthetic blend oil change, and I wanted to be sure you knew about that, because actually we're not making money on our oil changes. Those are so that people will say, wow, that's great, come in, get their oil change, and then they fall in love with us.
It's like a gateway drug.
Yes. And then they'll come back when something's wrong. So that is why we do that. We have one of the best oil change prices in town all the time. It's not a special.
What was the price?
$16.95.
Holy cow.
I know. And it's higher quality than just a conventional oil change. It's a synthetic blend. And then our synthetic oil, I don't know if you know all these things I'm talking about. I just learned them. But
I don't know the types of oils now.
Yeah. So a synthetic oil generally goes in the newer cars, and I believe the higher mileage cars, and that's more expensive, but it lasts longer. So that would be $49.95.
Okay.
But you don't have to come in every 3 months or 3,000 miles.
It might be even better on your car.
Well, I'm assuming so.
Yeah. I think what happens, I don't know cars, so I think like buildup happens inside cars, and I think bad oil can cause that. Is that correct,
am not going to answer that because I don't know.
No technical questions.
No technical questions. I just got as technical as I get on the oil.
Yes.
So I'm learning too.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So February 4th at Stehlik at
6 o'clock.
At 6 p.m. a.m.?
Yeah.
No.
p.m. Yeah, we close at 6.
Okay.
So we'll just take an hour and a half. We'll put some yummy snacks in your belly and teach you stuff. And I know the ladies that came to our first one were really happy with it. They really were. And I know one lady that's coming to the next one, she's bringing her 8-year-old daughter. Wow. Starting her young.
I think that's a really good strategy you're doing with those clinics.
Oh, well, thank you.
I never heard referred to as a clinic before.
Yeah.
I would call it, I don't know what I would call it.
Well, okay. Work on that for me. Yeah, I don't know where the name came from either, but we started calling it that. So
nice.
We could have called it something way longer, like educational series, but we've opted to just go with a clinic.
Yeah, for sure. Are you doing any other forms to promote that? Any other things to promote that?
Yeah, I have my daughter-in-law. She handles our social media and stuff. So she put something on Eventbrite, and I'm sure it should be on Facebook. Not Meetup. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure it's on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. She does the whole gamut.
Nice.
So she promotes that for me, and she does a great job.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think, I guess we could, anything else you would like to impart on to someone who's starting a business, maybe even specifically a service and tire business? Any advice you have for someone wanting to do that?
Well, I'm going to dip into my life coach hat.
Okay.
From my past. And there actually was a day that we unfortunately had a bankruptcy and a foreclosure, kind of when everybody else did in 2008. And when that happens, you feel like it's kind of over financially for you, and you're kind of in a mess and a pickle. And we are truly, we're an example of how you can overcome. Once you've kind of hit rock bottom a little bit, you can work hard and get your credit back and work to get what you need. It takes work and effort.
For sure.
But you just have to have a goal and a dream. And some hard work. You have to ask a lot of questions of a lot of people with a lot of knowledge. And so if anybody did want to start a business, it is a great idea to ask somebody else, definitely. Yeah. So you have a lot of things you have to do. You do it step by step. First, you have to have the plan, the goal, the idea. And then, well, what do I have to do to get there? And then you start working towards it. And then you have the glorious day of opening and hope somebody comes in the door. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's cool. I think it was It was great meeting you.
Thank you.
And having this conversation. This has been a fun podcast. It's been enlightening. And so I guess this wraps up the podcast for the most part. Is there anything else you'd want to say?
No, just come on down. We'd love to have you come in and visit with us.
All right. Cool.
Oh, can I say, we're at 2410 North Powers Boulevard, and that's 80915. So if you were going down Powers, we're between Constitution and Palmer Park, and next door to AMR ambulances. You can't miss those.
No, yeah. All right, cool. Well, this was fun.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, that's all for this episode of the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. Make sure to subscribe and comment and rate us on all the platforms or any of the platform that you listen to this on if you enjoy the show. And I really would like to hear some of your guys' feedback. So I look forward to that. And all right, we'll see you guys on next week's episode of the Colorado Springs Business Podcast.